Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Konnect Conversations. Hope you all are doing well. Today, we have with us someone who is essentially an entrepreneur at heart. His ability to provide attention to detail and drive for innovation has made him successfully innovate across all his transitions. A dynamic executive, he is proficient across a variety of industries, market segments, and functions, with deep expertise in telecom and building material industry. His specializations include marketing strategy, P&L management, team building, market expansion, brand building and management, business operations, and change management. He possesses proven ability to sense market potential, launch new products and services, and create sales and marketing strategies on value-based differentiation to capture new as well as address existing market segments. He has gained and contributed immensely during his tenure with MNCs and India's top business houses like Xerox, Airtel, Tata, Reliance, and Birlas. He has been conferred with the Business Leaders Summit Award at WCRC Leadership Awards given by World Consulting and Research Corporation, and also the Most Influential Marketing Leader Award given by World Marketing Congress, both in the year 2016. A very warm welcome to Mr. Manish Dua, President, Sales and Marketing, Orient Cement, a CK Birla Group company. Hello, sir. Welcome to MP Connect, and thank you for being a part of Konnect Conversations.
Thank you, Antara, and namaskar to you,
Namaste,
and
sir.
and namaste to all your viewers.
So, sir, we will begin with talking about your MP Connect. So I believe you have been brought up in Bhopal. So tell us a bit about your journey from Bhopal to Mumbai, where you finally shifted in the year 2006, I believe. So how has your journey been till date?
So look, the I think the journey has been exciting, and I would say that while I no longer live in MP now, but my heart still belongs to MP. Since wherever I am today, my journey started in MP, and
Right.
I have very beautiful childhood memories of growing up in BHL township of Bhopal. Uh, I graduated from Bhopal School of Social Sciences, which in short form is known as BSS College.
Right.
Okay. And then I moved on to Indore
Okay.
to do my MBA from IMS in Indore. So I
Okay.
think that's how my education happened. I started my career with Lalbhai Group of Company. The name of the company was Anfix Ambience, and this was based out of Jaipur
Okay.
in the consumer durable industry. So they manufacture Hitachi-based, Hitachi brand of air conditioners in India at that time. So that's where my consumer durable career started. After immediately after my MBA. Thereafter, after some time, my love for MP brought me back to MP, okay, to my hometown in Bhopal, and then I spent a considerable time in MP.
Right.
This was I came back in Bhopal in 1991, and from there uh, till about 2006, I've
Oh,
been
correct.
associated in MP for a larger part. I think it's so. Have spent considerable time in MP, different roles, organizations. I got the opportunity to build strong foundation of my sales career with the organization called Moody's Rocks, wherein I spent almost 10 years, in different roles, covering the entire MP. So I was based in Bhopal, I was based in Indore,
Okay.
different areas.
Okay.
It was around it was around 1999 2000
Oh,
when the government allowed privatization for
correct.
basic telephony. Okay, and Airtel was setting up their infrastructure in MP, and Airtel was the first uh, uh, private telephony company which was launching their services in uh, basic telephone services, which is the
Okay.
landline services.
Okay.
Earlier, we had only heard about BSNL providing that
Hmm.
services,
Correct.
but this was the first company at that point of time, and I happened to join them at that point of time in 2000, year 2000, and that's how I moved in from office automation to telecom, uh, which has which at that point of time was seen as a sunrise industry. So
Correct.
telecom was a sunrise industry at that point of time.
Right.
So it was in 2004 when I got the opportunity to set up the entire operations of Tata Teleservices in MP. Okay, so I joined them in 2004 as their circle head, which really helped me grow and provided me the learnings and the exposure of different functions beyond sales and marketing. And that was one role which really helped me. Uh,
Okay.
this was quite a satisfying experience, of setting up network from scratch, the
Correct.
sales distribution network from scratch, uh, building the team, infrastructure, right? So that was a little different experience of a project when you roll out a project right from the scratch. How you build,
Right.
anything from a zero. I was the second employee when I joined them, and
Okay.
thereafter we created the entire network. So I think that was quite a satisfying experience.
Mhm.
And till the rollout of the services, so I rolled out the services in MP and Chhattisgarh, and that's when I really got an opportunity to you know, see the entire MP Chhattisgarh in and out.
Right. Right.
So that was something. So
Okay.
it was during the Tata Tele Services tenure, I got the opportunity to, I just can't forget that because I got the opportunity to receive and meet the legend, who is the most humble and respected personality of Indian industry, and his name is Mr. Ratan Tata. Okay,
Of
so
course.
I
Yes.
was I was working with Tata at the time, and he happened to visit Bhopal.
Okay.
It was such a delight when I received him at Bhopal Airport,
Mm-hmm.
okay, where he landed in his own self-flown jet. Okay, he was
Oh,
flying
wow.
his own jet,
Wow.
and he landed in Bhopal, and I had the opportunity to receive him there. You can't imagine, how thrilled I was, on that
Of
meeting
course.
him in person because, you've been in, and then you see a
Of
towering
course.
personality like him. So that
Yes.
was really delight. I also feel lucky that I could spend different stages of my life in MP, learning, contributing to the state. I think this enabled me to build a network of professional as well as lifetime friends. So I had the opportunities of my school life, my college life,
Right.
and
Yes.
then professional life.
Yes.
So you have friends which are different in different stages of life. So
Yes.
I had the opportunity of creating all these three sets of friends, and that's
Right.
how the affinity with MP and is far more.
Right.
As I said, that the heart still belongs to MP.
Right.
That's how
Wonderful.
it
Wonderful.
goes.
Wonderful, sir.
And I've spent different, I've spent my time in Bhopal, Indore, Raipur. So I've lived
Okay.
in these cities. So I
Right.
really, know the culture and the people
Correct.
very well. So the connect is really very strong.
You.
And you can imagine the memories which I must have built, during
Of course.
staying in
Yes.
these cities.
Of
So
course.
that definitely is remains. But as a professional, if one has to grow in professional life,
Hmm.
one will have to move out of their comfort zone, I think.
Correct.
So I think over a period of years, I felt that I've developed a comfort zone. So I need to
Right.
come out of my comfort zone. Okay. And I think the destiny also plays a role. And I got the opportunity to join back Airtel to head their enterprise business for
Correct.
West region. And the West region comprises of Mumbai, Maharashtra, Goa,
Okay.
Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh. So this is what
Okay.
is the region for them. And that's when I came to Bombay,
Okay.
and I feel that I took the right decision at that point of time of moving out of my comfort zone and moving to a city which people rightly call a city of dreams.
City of Dreams.
So
Yes.
so that's definitely
Yes.
that was a good decision. Okay.
Right.
So Mumbai certainly has its own set of learning. Uh, as I feel it completely enlarges your vision,
Correct.
uh, encourages you to look at things differently, get inspired by people, leaders, as you get an opportunity to work closely with them. I feel this really helped me in changing my perspective and sharpening my skills. So I think the exposure, what you get, amount of exposure, what you get is really different. I think that has really helped.
Correct.
That has really helped.
Right.
So it was about 2008 when Reliance Mobile was rolling out their GSM services, and I got the opportunity to join and set up a vertical for them as and heading for West and South, which later got enlarged to a pan India role. So that's how I've been with Reliance during that time. So 2008 is when I joined them.
Okay.
So you know, uh, again, since you have asked me about my journey, so I'm just taking it a
Right.
little longer to share because
No, no.
uh, you can't imagine the excitement I had when I met Mr. Ratan Tata. Okay,
Right.
and then during my Reliance tenure, you can't imagine that how I was feeling when I had the first meeting with our chairman, Mr. Anil Ambani at that point of time. Right, so in the it was such an overwhelming experience to sit in the boardroom of a person, who I used to see in newspapers and television. So
Right.
that's another experience which was.
Right.
And then obviously, subsequently, such meetings happen. You get used to it. But I think the first meeting is always
Always.
a little more exciting. Yeah, a little more
Yes.
exciting. And
Yes. Of course.
so 2014 is when India, the telecom was at peak and the consolidations were imminent. I got the opportunity to join the cement industry
Okay.
and took the plunge into this. And here I'm in front of you right now
Right.
in cement. So,
Right.
so in short, in summary, if I have to say, during my childhood, we used to hear names of Tata, Birla, Reliance, right? And now I feel privileged of working with all of them, meeting them personally.
Right.
So that's my short journey of growing up in a BHL township of Bhopal to the
Right.
boardroom of these reputed and respected business houses of India. So that's
Right.
my journey.
Beautiful. Beautiful. One wonderful journey. So you have had a wonderful journey. Very inspiring. So, sir, like you were telling us about your journey. So, we noticed that you have worked with leading business organizations, but the product categories have been different, like from photocopy in Xerox, like or cement or cellular, etc. So, these are completely different industries having completely different end customers. So, how different or difficult is it to adapt to new marketing strategies and brand building when you move into a completely new field? What has been like your experience that way?
Yes, I think this question is often asked to me, right? So my experience, diversified from consumer durable to office automation to telecom, and now with building material industry.
Correct.
So it's definitely varied, experience. Uh, I agree, these are big industry shifts. Okay, but experience says that every such shift brings a lot of learning, okay,
Correct.
and helps you to evolve further.
Right.
That's what my experience says. As a person, I love challenges, and beyond a point, I look for new things to learn. Right, and these shifts have really helped me in my professional journey,
Right.
as I'm able to bring outside in perspective. Right, so generally, you will find that people who are in the same industry, they remain in the same industry, they are not able to bring outside in perspective. I think this was an
Correct.
advantage which I had because I had the experience of seeing some different industries, how things happen there, what are the things which are good practices there, which can come here. So this has really helped. So it really gives you a very good perspective. Um, Moreover, if you, so my feeling is that if you are a customer centric
Correct.
person, if you are a customer centric and a team player, okay, the basics of sales and marketing remain same.
Okay.
The basics remain same. You need to
Right.
be customer centric. So it's just that you need to understand the customer and develop the right channel to reach the customer with your offerings.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the understanding which one needs to have. Otherwise, sales and marketing remains same. So there is
Right.
not much of difference. people, who ask me, how did I move from cellular to cement? Okay, so generally my answer to them is that पहले मैं हवा, नेचुरल रिसोर्स है हवा भी,
हाँ
पहले मैं
जी
हवा बना के बेचता था, अभी
जी
मैं मिट्टी विच इज ऑल्सो ए नेचुरल रिसोर्स उसको
करेक्ट
प्रोसेस करके बेचता हूँ, राइट? सो आई थिंक
राइट
इन
राइट
शॉर्ट दिस इज
राइट
हाउ आई बेसिकली से, पहले हवा बेचता था, अभी मिट्टी बेचता हूँ
जी
फर्क कुछ नहीं है, दैट्स ए डिफरेंस. सो and I feel that Hawa in telecom is more perishable compared to what cement is, because cement still has a 90 days shelf life. Hawa
correct
doesn't have any shelf life because anything what is
right
generated from a tower gets perished in case you don't consume it, right? So
correct
uh, that's that's my answer to usually people.
all
I
right
don't know. I hope I have answered your question.
no no of course sir yeah wonderful. So, sir, recently in the fourth edition of the Economic Times Iconic Brands Awards, Birla A1 Cement, which is one of the most premium product from Orient Cement, has been recognized as one of the most iconic brands of India for 2021.
Yeah,
So, first of all, sir, congratulations to you and your whole team for this
thank you,
remarkable achievement.
thank you.
So, sir, being the president for sales and marketing, you have directly led the organization in building such a prominent and trustworthy brand, uh, especially when it comes to Indian cement industry, which is already so crowded. So, you tell our viewers about the marketing journey that was undertaken to, achieve this recognition, to gain this trust or from the customers. What was the journey like for the marketing
Yeah,
department
sure,
of yours? Yeah.
sure, sure. So look, you do a start from so okay. So look, our aim as a team, okay, has always been to provide cement that can
Correct.
create long-lasting, sustainable structures. And our brand, we have two brands. One is Birla Even Premium Cement, and one is Birla Even Strong Creek. Are reflection of a commitment towards the same. So we believe in providing the best quality cement and which can really, last for sustainable structure. So that's our motto behind this. In the cement category, usually you would have seen that strength is a generic promise. Strength.
Right.
Any cement advertisement, people will talk about strength, strength. Right? But creating product superiority through our communication is a challenge in all the noise in this space. So everybody is talking about strength. So how do you differentiate? And that has been a challenge always. However, we understand that brands, stand out when they connect with the customer, and the connection is possible only when the preposition resonates with the target audience.
Correct.
Then only you are able to connect, bring a better connect with you. I think these are the mottos which we keep in mind while working on any communication or any activity which we bring in, we work on. The prepositions of both our brand, what is Birla Even Premium Cement, and its premium avatar, which is Birla Even Strong Creek, are quite unique and they resonate deeply with the customer needs, very, very deeply. Birla Even Premium Cement is targeted at structures, okay, wherein strength is critical to their existence, and test the metal of the cement quality every moment. So that's where we basically position that. This resonates very clearly with our tagline, which is we call it Majbuti mein A1, Bharose mein A1. So Majbuti mein A1 and Bharose mein A1. That's what we talk about for that product. And for Birla Even Strongcrete, the brand understands, and we understand that the emotion of building a house is highly involved. I would say evolved one for an individual with a desire to build something for next generation. जब भी जनरली आपने ये सुना है कि जब भी कोई घर बनाता है तो जिंदगी में एक बार बनाता है,
जी.
और जब भी वो घर बनाता है तो वो अ, अपनी नीड्स को तो ध्यान में रखता ही है, राइट? बट वो पुश्तों के लिए बनाता है घर. वो बेसिकली
Correct.
he builds the house keeping in mind that my kids will use it or not use it, that's a different thing. But
Right,
that
right.
background thing is always there in mind. So when you build a house, you build it for generations. That
Generations.
this will get.
Right.
I think that's how the Indian emotions work around building a house, and that's where we basically say that our creative approach on this particular product, which is Birla Even Strong Create, actually stems from the insight that India is a country with culture of longevity, and our relationship lasts 7 life. हर चीज हम शादी करते हैं तो 7 जन्मों के लिए शादी करते हैं, हम लोग घर
Okay.
बनाते हैं तो पुष्पों के लिए बनाते हैं, तो हर चीज इज लॉन्ग टर्म,
Correct.
वेरी वेरी लॉन्ग टर्म. I think that's where we basically said that for the heritage of our family, you need a strong home that will last, and this we capture it in our tagline, which we call it as the forever cement. So we say, okay, the
Right.
cement which you use is for forever. So you're basically making it forever. So that's
Right.
our tagline. So
Right.
so the communications with brands are deployed with a 360-degree approach by maximizing the usage of different media vehicles, whether it is outdoor, point of sale, branding, digital, BTL activities, TVC, radio. So I think we go on all the platforms to reach out to our consumers, because
Okay.
um, we see that uh, today the concept of building a home in cities, especially the metros and even the tier one towns, is limiting, because people are now moving to flat cultures. But
Correct.
the tier two, tier three, tier four towns, still you have plots. So
Yes.
you basically take the media vehicles which are quite efficient in rural, reaching out to these. That's where you create a connect with them. And I think we also feel that addressing customer needs at a very core of everything we do. So we keep the customer needs in mind in any decision which we take.
Right.
With our highly experienced techno marketing team, so we have a team which is working on this techno commercial team. We demonstrate, provide guidance to our customers, right at their doorsteps. So we have vans which go to the customer site, they demonstrate which product is good. So we are basically reaching out, meeting out to the customers, educating them, and promoting them, and providing them good services. So I think all that is helping us uh, in small little way to see that how we connect with the customer. Then in building material, there is also a very big role which influencer plays. So I think there is a lot of work which happens on the influencer segment, because if you just put
Right.
yourself into the shoe as a consumer, if you have to get anything done at your home, which is a small repair job or any work, you will depend on a mason or a contractor who you will hire to do that job. So whatever he will recommend, you will end up
Yes.
buying that. So there also there's a lot of brand affinity which is created, a lot of influencing which happens there. So I think all these things put together, I think it builds a brand. So
Right.
if the consumer has to like your product, and not only product, your services, your attention, okay, your influencers has to be talking right for you,
Right.
and your team has to be customer centric. I think all this then creates a brand,
Correct.
which when you get recognized by platforms like Economic Times, you really feel that I think
Yes.
that's being recognized by the industry.
Yes.
That's what happened with us.
Right. Right. Wonderful. Wonderful, sir. So moving on, so usually we have seen that sales and marketing are two different functions for any major corporate house and everything. Being a management student myself, we were taught that sales and marketing should always work in tandem with each other. They should always be in harmony with each other to provide better value to the customer who is buying the product.
Yeah.
So as you lead both the functions at Orient Cement, you led sales and marketing both. So did you ever face a dilemma or such conflict of thoughts to prioritize one function over another to gain market share, to achieve market share? Have you ever had that kind of conflict?
Oh, of course, of course. That's a daily dilemma. So
Right.
So I think how the cement industry is structured. So when we talk about sales and marketing, so the sales and marketing is not restricted to the sales and marketing only. What we actually study,
Right.
in our business schools. So it's actually a complete customer-facing business unit
Mm-hmm.
where if I have to see, I manage the sales, I manage the marketing, then I also manage the logistic services. So where the entire movement from plant to the customer, okay, is something which I manage because logistic is a very very important part in cement because you have to ensure that you provide the right kind of service and in meeting the customer expectation. So logistic also comes as part of the sales and marketing there. Then the commercial functions. So for example, the entire credit management, billing, collections. So everything also becomes part of this particular function. So
Right.
it's actually the entire customer facing function
Right.
is what is called sales and marketing in cement industry. So that's so coming back to your question, what
Yes.
you said. Yeah, these dilemmas, conflicts, I would say, are encountered in every decision. Every decision, since both are important in
Right.
its own perspective. Okay, but the successful professional, in my view, is the one who effectively balances both.
Right.
So you cannot choose revenues or profits over compromising market share. Okay,
Right.
and vice versa. So you can't compromise on either of both are very very important. So I think this dilemma is there in every decision what we take on a daily basis.
Right.
And uh, and you need to optimally balance both. That's my view. And in short, if I have to tell you, it's a tight rope walk.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
you can one step wrong, you can go this
Right.
side. One step wrong, you can go that side. So
Yes.
both are important, and they have to be balanced very well.
Right. Right. Great. Wonderful, sir. Right. So previously, as we mentioned in your introduction that we gave, that you are an entrepreneur at heart. So how does this thought or belief, helps you deliver on your role as a professional?
Yeah, I feel, somewhere in my heart, I had the wish list of developing, managing something of my own. Right? So this was always there in the eye. So though it never got materialized, okay,
Mhm.
but the entrepreneur within still remains, and it reflects in my day-to-day decision or actions. Okay? So, for example, even any decision which I take, okay, any decision which I take, uh, I see it, I evaluate it that as a owner, how would I, take this decision? I think that's a subconscious approach is always there. So as you would run your own business, okay, and if you take any decision keeping that thing in mind, I think that is what my belief is that an entrepreneur mindset makes a
Right.
role. So you have to take all the decisions what you take in your daily this thing, just like an
Right.
entrepreneur, and really helps
Right.
you balance both these things very well. If you manage that, I think that is what I call myself, in me, that there is an entrepreneur in me.
Right. Right. Okay. Wonderful, sir. So before we leave you, before we end this, we would like to seek your guidance for our viewers, especially who are present in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, professionals and entrepreneurs who are working
Yeah.
there. So, what are the potential fields to enter, both as an entrepreneur as well as a professional? If you can throw some light uh, on some fields that people can pursue, specifically when it
Yeah.
comes to people from Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, if they want to.
So look, first of all, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to your viewers here, okay, for their patience, and they have displayed to hear me till this end. Okay, that's my thanks to them. My recommendation to the viewers here will be that any field you choose, has its own potential. It has its own set of learning. It has its own set of challenges and growth opportunities.
Right.
So there is no specific field, I would say that is good, has bigger potential or anything. I think every field. Uh, so choose the one where your interest and the passion lies,
Right.
and put your best foot forward in that field. I think that's the message which I would like to leave it, because
Right.
don't
Right.
get by this field is better, that field is better. No, I think wherever your interest and passion lies, I think that is where you should pursue. Okay.
Right.
From our time, I think now, if I compare our time and now the times which are there, there are so many fields which have opened up. Okay.
Right.
Hence, the choice to choose is really large.
Right.
And in the times to come further, I think new avenues will open up and trends will change. Hence, you should be ready to adapt to change, open for new learnings, and
Yes.
stay relevant. I think that's
Right.
the most important thing, because the times are really changing. Because from our times when we grew up, my our parents only knew that
Yeah.
your kids have to either become a doctor or engineer. Okay, right? And these were the only two fields which were considered, that if you have chosen this, if you got selected in this, you have done well. But if you have not got selected in this,
Right.
and then you are
Right.
not the one. So, but
Right.
now the choice is large. The choice is really large, and every field promises, the opportunities to grow. Okay. Uh, so whatever, but one more thing which I would like to leave a message here is that, look, with whatever fields are relevant today, not necessarily are going to remain relevant or high potential in the going future, because the way technology is changing, the way times are changing, the the operations and the way we conduct business will also change going forward. Okay. The most important thing is that whatever you choose to do right now, do it well, but keep upgrading yourself so that you stay relevant even in the coming times with the change. So I think that's the most important thing, because how things will shape up with AI, taking a major, uh, importance in our everyday. Nobody had, thought that how mobile will change the lives. Similarly, it's very one has to predict that how AI will change the life, how the robotics will change our working, and all this will happen in the times to come. Will happen. Okay, so it's important that we keep upgrading ourselves so that we stay relevant in whatever field which we choose. I think uh, that's a message I would like to leave with the people.
Wonderful, wonderful advisor. Thank you. So, thank you so much, sir, for such an enlightening and inspirational conversation. I am certain that our viewers have taken away a lot of learnings from your experiences and thoughts. It was an honor to have you, sir, with us, and an absolute pleasure talking to you. So, thank you so much for taking out time and
Thank you,
doing
Antara. Thank
this.
you very much. Yeah, thanks
And
for inviting me over on this show.
all
It
right,
was definitely my pleasure to come on your show, which is MP Connect.
right.
And again, it gives me an opportunity to connect back with the, my hometown. That's
A pleasure, sir. Thank you
uh,
so much. And to all
thank
our
you.
viewers, if you have any sort of question or query to ask that you would like to ask Mr. Dua, please write to us at info@mpconnect.com, or you can drop a message on any of our social media platforms. We will surely get back to you with his answers. And thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you in our next conversation.